Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for November 5th, 2021. We're here on Cathy's website, CathyDSlaght.com, and we're going to scroll down and look for the Zoom graphic to join the meeting. Ralph did a presentation on the Tree of Life. That information will be located on Cathy's website as well, but it'll be under a tab that you can look for. But for now, it's on the front page of the website. Here we are, the Zoom call. If you'd like to be part of the SRC4u Daily Energy Clearing Group, you would register here. We're going to join Cathy's Zoom call. We're going to click here. It's going to take us over to the Zoom platform. From the Zoom platform, prepare your speakers as it may be loud.
Here we are, 10 o'clock, already Friday. I want to tell you that I sent everybody a YouTube just a little bit ago because a friend of mine that I have been telling all about the power of 8, and, she was like, well, thank you very much, okay. Well, she heard this presentation, and she sent it to me and called me and says, wow, I am going right out to get a power of 8 book.
Love those alignments, Cathy. That's a beautiful alignment, isn't it?
What alignment?
To have the power of 8 information like that come out in that way right when you're like so immersed in it. That's so cool.
Yes, well that, and so many others, like what Ralph said yesterday. Just imagine if we had situations where we could all work, hundreds of us at once with our SRC. And of course, we're doing with our thoughts in our power group. We'll have it at 11 for the group. We've got a bunch of new people in there. We're starting to get more requests. And if you can just, the names are going to be on the side. I think Joanna has that lined up. So you can just have those names going into your consciousness as you listen to this. And we'll refine it as we go. And I'll send out an email with the details on each person. But there's so much we can do. And I wanted to keep Fridays somewhat simple, although that's not as exciting as it could be. But I want to make the point, and just minimize that all people have to do with this software, and let's just put in here for the name to whom it may concern, because we've got our group going already. All you have to do is put the name in, or you could put a situation in and hit optimize. Thank goodness, whoever it is receptive.
Wow.
Yeah, and then literally just remember the power is in you. I love my machine, but the power's not in the machine. The power is in you. And what this is doing, I think Ralph put it very well, clearing some scars, clearing some blocks. But one of the biggest blocks may be our own awareness. So let's just see, click the wonder click, hold your thoughts. And there we are. So whoever this is, they are looking at, they've got the top 20. And Ralph, I think, indicated that that's our top scars at this moment in time. And but you've done it. You're done. If that's all you want to do, you're done. But what may happen as you continue to do this type of clearing, and you realize you are in the middle, this is my belief, of the Garden of Eden. It's still there. What happened is when we talk about the fall of man, what if we're talking about a voltage fall, a vibrational fall? And so if you look in here, and we'll go in now to the our group, but you can do much more. And but what I'd like to focus on just today, just to show how easy this could be, is you can go in on the days you have the time and go into here to show tool tabs. Go into your dowsing tool. Now this dowsing tool is not psychic, but at least the way I understand it, it's giving you information as to what you resonate with. And it seems that what you resonate with, what your blueprint is set up for, is what you're going to create. So let's go, though. Let's see. Priority for Chi. This is to whom it may concern. Priority for Chi. Muscle charge, because I know I have ignored the charger over the years. There's so much to do. And so say, for example, that person in my book would want a muscles charge to add to this. And what you can do, there's a couple of ways to go about it. But you'll see almost anything in here. And if it isn't in here, we can always find it. But if you don't want to go through all this, look down here. Usually there's a Rife block, which is a combination. And go ahead and put done. Now it's gonna calibrate here. I don't think it'll take too long. But when it's done, just hit the 5 minutes. You don't have, there you go. You don't have to, we're not going to give too much. Person will take what they need. So it doesn't have to be complicated. And that's it. That's your session. You could get up, do it while you have your morning water or tea or coffee or whatever, and literally you're done. And then you have 10 of these. So you can go on and you can work on people, you can work on places, you can work on situations. So anyway, now with our own group, you can see here for our group, our top priority is infection, but I checked in here. We did not need any further. The Wonder Click is all we need at this moment in time. We do want, you'll see I started making just a list here. We want happy, we want thyroid, and the way you can do it, again, it's not necessary. The Wonder Click, at least do that and get started, is powerful. But you can go down and check these. For example, we see that we wanted a happy zap. Let's just go in here. And we have happy up here. And this is a bunch of, and look at all the signals, but then found 0. So I can't tell you, we'll have to check. That may not be one that does that much good for us, but it's our awareness and so on and so forth that really is doing the work, in my opinion. Go on down, get an idea. And again, if you don't want to do all of them, don't do all of them. And if you've got a bunch of them, now here's another one we had wanted, mold. Now you say, well, I've already got it rambling along on this happy. And it is rambling. And I'm thinking found 0, that may be one we have to put in another form, maybe make a cocktail out of it. But let's go to this next one, to whom it may concern. Let's show tool tabs. Well, there's still zap, and I don't want to show anybody else's name on here, but I guess the point I would make is that you can go to other panels and simply put in the individual's name. You're not isolated here with just the one that's working. Does that make sense? I'll give a further. Anyway, go down and test. See, for example, there's hormones. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. So we have a high priority for hormone. Okay, looks like we did finish that. I don't know. I'm going to give it a minute because it really looks like with 0. I might want to change that and make it more into a cocktail. Let's give you an example here of what you can do in reference to hormones. And you know, this group knows, we're working on the field. This is highly proactive. You might not go to the doctor and see anything wrong with hormones, but there's a stress, there's something blocking further information for your body. We are our own little computer software programs. Okay, so I'll have to pull that up and work with that. But let's, for example, hormones. Let's just do the Rife block. And what you can do here, rather than just automatically hitting the 5 minutes, which is no problem with that, but if you want more information, because there are times the 5 minute isn't enough. And at that point, you can then load this up in one of the other tools. Okay, but it is enough in this case. Let's do the 3 minutes. Anyway, so yeah, usually for this work, I don't do all of this on here. It would be tedious, but you get the idea. I'm going to go and see. This charger is powerful. Okay, and again, we'll take that. So let's just why my print is so big, maybe it's meant to be, and just go on down. Pancreas. And as you get to know more and more with your software as to what's in it, you could go RG pancreas save session. But it looks like the wonder-click is really all we need. Let's just see. No, we're good. All about building Qi. Defiance may be a good thing or it may be a bad thing, I don't know. But this victim we could do without. Let's just look at it.
Because of the word victim, this defiance would be actually positive.
Okay, well then we'll, okay, let's look at stress related to being a victim. I'm glad you're here, Ralph. I was going to call you and tell you what a great webinar that was yesterday.
Oh, thank you very much. If it did help you guys to understand the issues better. I succeeded. So
actually, I had a little brainstorm. I was going to show the group and run by you later. So now that you're here, you can give me some feedback, if you will.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, first, let me real quickly finish this stuff up. Get over here.
Cathy's finishing that up. I wanted to tell Ralph you validated my need. I keep going to timeline a lot. You validated why I feel the need to do that so much.
You know, the ideas within the complexity of the premium suite is just tremendous. You have so many possibilities to use the software, and that's why we wanted to create it, because fantasy is there as well to create the future.
You got it.
And so I hope that yesterday's little Zoom meeting gave people a new input into what really can be achieved. And I really appreciated being able to talk about the word doubt in putting the past into the present. So I thank you all for being there and doing this with me.
Thank you. Well, you notice here real quickly, I went ahead, since we had that stress related to victim, to see if it was a priority for Chi to add the victimhood cocktail. And remember, this is a group of people, and it's a high number, so let's go in here. And that, as time passes and you get to where you remember what's in here, then go ahead, and there's several victimhood cocktails. And if you don't have these things, I know Kevin would be happy to load them for you. Although, Kevin, with the updater, would that take care of any of this?
It depends on where we are in the update process. If they've got the latest up-to-date files, then you should be able to update it. But if not, I've got to transfer some others.
Okay, thank you. So, again, just go through here. If your schedule permits. If it doesn't, hit the wonder click, go on with your day. There's another 64. I guess we can let that. I do a 70. Everyone have their own way of going about it. Words to ponder. In the vestry of a Westminster church, will the last person to leave please see that the perpetual light is extinguished? I don't know where they come up with this stuff. Gushing. Fear for welfare of others. Again, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. What we've worked with is dysfunctional fear. This intense helplessness is not a positive, although in a sense we learn from everything. Let's look at this, stress.
Remember, you had the victim in there before.
Mm-hmm.
So these all relate to each other.
Mm-hmm. And it's time to step out of that. So we see some significant stress there. Let's see if I copied that. I don't know if I did or not. Here's dread. Stress related to dread. This is all of these are lowering our voltage and keeping us from manifesting what we consciously want to manifest. We're manifesting all the time, but much of it is we're not aware of. Look at that, my goodness. Stress related to dread, 100% a negative thing. Let's just put that. Get a lot of stress related to the pericardium, and from what I've read, pericardium can also indicate relationships. So let's go in here. Uh-oh. Come on, don't do that to us. Every now and then we hit on we want to continue. There we go. Hit on a sensitive issue. It pops up, priority for Qi, pericardium charge. Yeah, we'll take it. So again, I'll catch up with the others that have been mentioned later. And I'll put this one in here. I've got it in my other computer. But you get an idea of how to go about this. And then over here, torso. And we also have a torso cocktail. Let's look, priority, the cocktail. No, we're good. So you see how powerful just this one click, stress related to the throat, heat pain, which is inflammation, pineal, liver. So you get the idea on this, but I want to show you one more thing. And let's just check this one.
Cathy, if you go in the option box, you will see everything in that option box as well relates to the word victim.
Okay. Yeah, I beg your pardon for not enlarging these things. I seem to go on autopilot here. Hold on. All right, so that would be an interesting focus then, victimhood. So let me show you something else. This was just, of course, legs and feet could be moving, repair higher vibrations. Let's just put that in the shin and see. I'm just going to, I work better with this at the normal. But as you get more comfortable with it, you can go back and forth and do these things. And let's just see where we are with that. So there's a little stress there. Look at that. And you could, I'm not going to go in because I seem to lose the group if I hop around from one side to another. But you can go into Grab-A-Boy, and I'll bet there's a code for that. And let's just go ahead. We'll not start the shin yet. But look at that. Lonely, sedate, bursting. And then stress related to legs and feet, maybe moving forward, stepping out of victimhood. This could all relate to victimhood. But then in reference to the Tree of Life information, I want to see if this makes any sense to anybody. I went in when first doing our Wonder Click and I copied our Tree of Life here. This is what we've got. It's a lot of information. But then what if we went in, we've got these categories, spiritual, emotional, energetic, physical, and Wuji, which means basically we don't know. And let's go in here. See if there's anything we want to focus on. May not be. Right up here at the top, spiritual. So we have a thought that may be spiritual. And then there's the categories. We've got shoots at 656. That's our lowest number. So what if we just went down now to shoots under the spiritual section?
which is the present. It's
Okay,
the
oh,
close,
good, okay.
right?
So we've got the blues. Well, let's just look at that. And we did see, and as you might know, now let me tell you an interesting thing I had yesterday. I've been practicing with this, and with individual clients, this has been dead on when we finish as to their primary issue. They're pretty surprised, and I'm pretty surprised. So obviously, if we are going through a period of time, for whatever reason, that we have discouragement or what this is called in the blues, we got to clear it. I don't guess we have to, but it's certain we're not going to fare well if we don't. So let's go with the blues. And again, in my opinion, it's not necessarily negative because we can learn from it. But at this moment in time, as far as how it's impacting our own energy, let's just look. Look at that. Let's just put that up there in the Gong. Lost. And this feeling, all of these things might be related to we become so isolated with our computer and we can sit all day and work on it and not get out with people, not to mention the stress related to people who are fearful of catching this virus that has a lower death rate than a common cold. So stress related to lost. Let's just put feeling lost because we're never lost. And that's significant at this moment in time. This is all subtle. This is our field. It's our blueprint. But it's the way we are connecting with all that information. And then we see spleen 16. And so if at this moment in time we chose to, let's just go into the acupuncture. Oh, it's not going to let me. I've got it filled up. Let's see what else. Any suggestions? Let's go in here to the Pro Tool. And all that goes, and this, to me anyway, takes me back to what I was, if I've still got it in here, what I was looking at the other day as to how we might have gotten into some of this. And by the way, I have listed over the years the different scans in the charger. I'm going to send them out, do with them as you choose. But sometimes when you're working with an individual and you really want to get to the point, it doesn't hurt to take it a step further. Some of these lists, you go into the charger program and there's so many things you don't know where to go. So I'll send that out and do with it as you like. Trying to find... Here we go. This is what they say may have led to much of our stress. We've become socially isolated. Most people have no mission. They go from day to day. If they work, they do it to get the check. We've been very programmed that we're just supposed to have as much fun as possible. This is an Aleister Crowley thing, do as you wilt, which did not work out too well for him, as you recall, which leads to a free-floating anxiety and frustration. And you can just go in I'll do the top one. Let's just do socially isolated. And then you can just pop those all in there. Let's see how long as a group taken, what is that, 18 hours to clear that kind of stress, which we may not even be aware we're going through. And then in reference to spleen 16, we've got some good options here. Let's just do it. And then it doesn't hurt to go into acupuncture.com. I don't know if anybody has any other sites to recommend, but gives you the information, the further breakdown on what this acupuncture point is all about. For 4 hours, and I'll do the Reiki later. Anyway, some thoughts. I don't know. Ralph, does that tree of life approach seem to have merit?
Oh, yes, it does, because you did actually find a keyword. And when I do a search like this, and go and want to see what might be the matter with the client I'm working on, I'm focusing on mostly on the presence. So I try to see what is right now going on with the person and or the group. So I actually believe totally in the way the premium works. It doesn't need my input, but I could forward this to my client, and that's what you're doing here with the group. So that's why I enjoy seeing what you're doing.
And we could, Deborah has done so much with this timeline. We could go in here. Let's just put the clues. And there we go. And you can work back and forth with that. So anyway, let's see where we are here. And we actually want to start out, can you see down here, with a manual control. So let's go down here. So we've got some information in here that we want to focus on first before we go to the Wonder Click. Let's make sure that I don't forget to start that. Let's go ahead and add the auto as well. And you see, I didn't even do a scan for what else we need. We've done it here, and we can. I like to go a little deeper, but that's just our choice.
I have a code for the higher vibration, Cathy, repair.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me get back up to the top here.
And thank you for that.
Yes, because I'm afraid to hop around. Repair, higher. I'm ready.
982-3397.
Thank you. And we're asking here for 10 minutes with 85 repeats. I think I started it. So that looks like it for today. Anybody, anything to add? Guess we're good. We do have at 11 anyone who can join us, the power group for the entire group of all who have requested energy, which actually does scan higher than individual focus as far as potential. You all have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Cathy.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a blessed weekend.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call for November 5th, 2021. Thank you for joining. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.